everybody. This is Jenny from Jenny Eating Coaching. So excited. Well, that's always what I say. I'm so excited. I'm actually not so excited because circumstances are not really great right now. And let's face it. But I think all of us are trying to just do the best that we can, trying to mitigate like really unprecedented things such as being out of toilet paper and being stuck at home and social distancing. I know a lot of you, you've been telling me through emails and private messages that you're feeling anxious and that you're feeling unsettled. Of course you are. Like, we're all feeling that way. And I think, we love certainty and we love schedules and we love, our routines and whatnot. And when that's kind of thrown out the window, we feel lost sometimes and we feel scared that our lives are going to be impacted more than what we're even imagining. And so the reason I'm going live today is just because I'm here, I'm in it with you, doing the best that I can as well. And I really want to be a source of like comfort and solace, as well as like somebody who's going to lead you and support you and help you to do the best that you can right now with respect to boosting your immunity, staying healthy, really focusing on self-care, focusing on reducing the impact on your nervous system, because a lot of our nervous systems are really, really amped up right now. And that actually reduces our immunity. That actually reduces our ability to fight disease. And so the most important thing here right now for me, for you guys, is to be able to calm the nervous system down and to be able to beef up your prefrontal cortex so that you can make decisions that support your family, that support your friends, that support everybody else. Hi, whoever just joined, that supports humanity and that supports us all. Because, like I said, we're all in this together. We're all sort of navigating this without a roadmap. You know what I mean? So, what I'm going to be covering today, a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to talk about some, and I have just like 3 pages of notes here, you guys. So this is totally casual. I'm just doing this on the fly. And I would love to hear how you're doing mentally, how you're doing emotionally, how you're doing physically, of course, and also how you're managing just at home. Like, what are the things that you're doing to support yourself, to keep your brain and body engaged, and to kind of stay sane, honestly. So a couple quick things. I want to focus on, number 1, on self-care and stress management. And then I want to go into, hello, how are you? Oh, I'm so glad you're here. And then I want to focus on some immunity boosting tools and skills and ideas. And then we're going to go into some food. We're going to go into how to, what are some myths and mistakes and things that people do when they're trying to build a meal plan. And this is something that I still struggle with. I think a lot of people still struggle with meal planning, meal prep, knowing what to eat. And things are really different now because now so many of us are going to be home. So really what I want this to be is an opportunity for you to, since you have to be home, is to get into the kitchen more and to start playing around with things. And in fact, I'm even going to give you a homemade hand sanitizer recipe that my mom gave me. So I won't be too long here, but please give me your comments, give me your questions, vent to me if you want. Tell me how much how, whatever it is, whatever you're experiencing, I want to hear about it. And so let's start off with some self-care. So here's some basics. Like, we're going to start with sleep, because I know for a lot of you, sleep has become elusive. I myself wake up sometimes in the middle of the night with anxieties and fears or a bad dream. And so optimizing your sleep right now is going to be one of the first steps, and not only with self-care, but also boosting your immunity, because your immunity will be lowered if you're not getting optimal sleep, if you're not getting enough sleep, and if you're not getting REM sleep. So I can put all these suggestions on a PDF and like send them to you guys, but in the meantime, just a couple of quick ideas. Calm.com is my favorite for sleeping. They have sleep stories, which from all different narrators and these like just mellifluous voices lulling me to sleep every night. I really love it. Matthew McConaughey is one. just going to tell you. And there's just there's dozens of these stories, and they're great for kids. They're great for adults. The way that the cadence is and the way that it's spoken, it's very, very sleep inducing. So calm.com, it's totally free. You can go into the sleep section and just choose from one of the sleep stories. So I do this pretty much every night if I wake up in the middle of the night. And then to go to sleep, I'm using Insight Timer. And Insight Timer has a few different things. It's got body scans, which I think is really, really important to be embodying when you're feeling flighty or anxious or kind of like up here. It's important to do whatever you can to ground yourself. And so what body scans do is help you to recognize that you're in your own body, right? And to like get the lay of the land. How's it feeling? What symptoms are you experiencing? Where's there discomfort? Where's there malaise? Noticing your thoughts and noticing your mindset really is really important, because sometimes we're not even clear about how bad we feel until we feel better, right? And so body scans are just a really quick way to kind of acknowledge everything that your body did for you that day, to get a sense of how you're feeling and notice any stressors or notice any symptoms of stress that's manifesting on your body. Also, to go to sleep, I use binaural beats. And binaural beats, I don't know all the science behind it, but essentially it's like different waves of sound going into each ear. And it helps to calm the nervous system down and get into deeper waves, I guess theta waves, delta waves, I'm not even sure. And it's so slight, you hear like, it's like alternating sounds in your ear, but you don't actually hear that because it's overlaid by this like really soft music. And the music itself is very, very comforting. It's kind of like, they've done science on this, but essentially it's like sounds of space. And so for some reason, it really helps to connect people to the present more and helps to get out of your head. And then in addition with these, with the binaural beats, it's also supporting sleep as well. Okay, a little lavender on your pillow. That smell can help with sleep as well. What else? Some sleep rituals if you're doing like a bath or some stretching. Also, a worry journal. I talked about that earlier. We have a lot of worries right now, so just putting them down on paper doesn't mean you have to solve all the problems. But for me, sometimes I have so many thoughts at one time. Like just putting down the ones that are really like I'm really wrestling with helps me to create space for other things, so that I can let go of the things that I'm worried about at night and then pick it up again in the morning. Movement. This is important for sleep, because if you're not moving your body, you're not going to be as physically, you can be mentally tired, but it's also important to have your body physically tired so you can prepare yourself, your body's prepared for sleep as well. If you're housebound, it's definitely difficult. Like if your gym is closed, or, you know, I usually walk on a track that's closed. And so to build immunity and for self-care and for your mental health and emotional well-being, some sort of movement every day. And I know there are a lot of you who struggle with your relationship with exercise, and it's like, I know that I did for many years, and like felt like I had to do exercise. And I finally got to a point where I'm doing it because I love the way it feels. But the only way to do that is to let go of what you think you have to do to move your body, and instead see what you can do to move your body. So that means if you have to walk up and down your stairs, do it. If you have to have a dance party, that will be fun with your family, go ahead and do that. I just did a yoga class through my local hot yoga studio that they streamed in I just streamed it in through my laptop, and that made such a world of difference. I turned off the lights, I put down my yoga mat, I had a candle burning, I could hear my kids playing in the background. But it was an oasis for that moment for me to just focus on moving my body, getting the kinks of stress out, and having some time alone, really. For some of you, you're living in a household with like kids and people, and you're taking care of people. It's madness at times, right? So take whatever time you can and need for yourself. I know that's sometimes difficult. It's an important time to set boundaries, both with your family, with yourself. Because if you're somebody who really derives or gets energy by being alone, if you're like an introvert, that time is absolutely essential because you will not be able to recharge and to support everybody else in your life without doing that. If you're somebody who is an extrovert, who really thrives on social interaction and being out and about, this is a very, very hard time for you. I completely get that. And I consider myself an ambivert. I used to be very, very extroverted and love going to parties, love going out. Now I have to say, like, I actually really enjoy this forced time alone and at home because it's forcing me to do some of the things that I've put off for so long, whether it's like organizing closets or certain projects in the home, or, you know, I've always wanted this idea of like just no pressure to go out and do things. But I also understand from an extroverted perspective, this is a really tough time because this is what you thrive on, right? So more than ever, if you can't be with one another, if you can't be with people physically, really, really important to, this is part of why I'm doing this. Like have connections with people in any way you can. There are things that are streaming right now. There are concerts that are streaming. There are watch parties. In fact, why don't you go right now and start a watch party on your own homepage with this video so that more people can be connected and more people can feel hopeful and know that there are things to do to support yourselves and your family, even amid this coronavirus that we know so little about at this point, but it's affecting our lives in so many ways. So if you're an extrovert, if you're somebody who really thrives on being with people, this is a time to do online courses, group courses, like accountability and support and community, and any way that you can derive that energy from other people's energy. You know, I don't know if you're sheltering in place by yourself or if you're with family, but either way, there are going to be things that are important to do to save your sanity socially. And again, once again, if you're a mom, if you've got little ones running around, I have 3 of myself, actually 2 of them are still sleeping. I can't believe it, but the other one's outside right now and she's just riding her bike and she's doing what she can. So being outside, moving your body, optimizing sleep. These are really, really, really important self-care measures to help boost your immunity. Now, with respect to immunity, there's other types of things that you can be doing. Hi to whoever joined. There's a few of you here. Come say hi, ask your questions, your comments. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me how you're sort of managing through all this. I know a lot of you have been telling me you're feeling a lot of free-floating anxiety. Some of you are feeling hopeless, and I want you to know that you have a lifeline here and you have support. And so you must reach out if you're feeling hopeless, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling anxious. You're not alone in that, and it's important for you to take action to make sure that you're caring for yourself in all myriad ways that you consider your health. So here's the first thing. Stress kills your immunity, essentially. It's one of the main reasons why we carry so much. Hi, Marianne. It's why we carry so much of our stress on our bodies. So that's, there's countless studies on this, but the way you deal with stress is extremely what do I want to say? How you deal with stress is going to play a big role in how you get through this. And so even if you don't have a good relationship with stress right now, there are things that you can do to, remember, shut off the amygdala, beef up the prefrontal cortex, and just allow for your body to calm down, to get into a parasympathetic response. It's very hard to do that when there are unknowns, when there are things that are restricting our freedoms and disrupting our lives. Hey, Marianne, I'm so glad that you joined. And whoever's here, just go ahead and start a watch party. More people need to hear this. More people need to know that you're not alone and that there are people here who want to serve and help and help people get through this very difficult time. So, okay, I'm going to give you 2. So stress, we know, plays a huge role in our immunity. And at this juncture, we have to do everything we can to boost our immunity. And the first part of that is to reduce your stress. And that can be done in many ways. Meditation, if you already have a practice, breath work, even like like what, like, what do you call that? Just being in different bodies of water. If you can like take a bath, or if you can take a hot shower, or you can play around with different temperatures of water. I know that sounds a little strange, but it actually can help in boost the immune system in various ways. There are also herbal tinctures. I'm going to tell you one right here. This one is called Earthly, and it's called Natural Balance. And this one, it has, I wrote it down. It has a bunch of stuff in it. I can't read anymore, but it has like dandelion root and licorice root and catnip. My cats are gonna like this. Ashwagandha and all kinds of stuff. And I take like just a dropper full a day, and it helps to calm the adrenal glands and helps to balance everything. So I take this daily. The other thing is that I really love is, I got this at CVS, you guys. It's just called Mist Your Mood. And they have different combinations of scents and flavors. I don't know if they're called flavors, but this one is patchouli and bergamot essential oils. And all I do is just like spray a little bit, and my whole space it just feels very comforting. Our sense of smell is essential in terms of how we perceive fear, how we perceive joy. It's an incredible part of our overall wellness has to do with our sense of smell. And there are so many studies that show like even just smelling certain things can actually change your mood, change your whole outlook on certain things. So this one for me, it kind of reminds me of a Grateful Dead concert, honestly, because it's like patchouli and it's like smells like very hippie in here, but I really love it personally. Okay, what else? Oh, for sleep, I forgot to mention, Yoga Nidra is a really wonderful tool as well. You can get this on, you can download them from the internet. You can do YouTube videos. I think calm.com has one. Insight Timer has one. There are other apps that you can use that I know have Yoga Nidra. Okay, so I'm going to give you one breathing technique right now, and in fact, we can do it together. And what I want you to do is just to move your body a little bit, just get into the space of the room that you're in, focus on your body in the chair or the space that you're in, and then just gently take a breath through your nose and start to just notice what your emotional state is right now. Like you may notice that your heart is beating quickly. You may notice your palms are a little sweaty. You might notice that you're feeling sort of like some hesitancy come up, or you're noticing just a sense of malaise and you can't really decipher or determine what it is. Whatever it is, just sit with it. And this particular breathing technique is, I already sent you guys an email. I don't know if all of you got it, but it's with the 4-7-8 technique. That one works so well. But this one right here is called elongating the out breath. And so what I want you to do is take a very deep breath in through your nose. And you can hold it for a few seconds. And then you want to breathe out almost like, and each time you breathe in, you elongate the out breath. So you stretch it out. And each time you take a deep breath in, your goal is to try to elongate it as long as you can. If you do this for about 4 minutes, you're going to notice your whole nervous system shift. You're going to start to notice more calm. You're going to start to notice that you're thinking more clearly, that you're able to make more rational decisions. And it also calms the whole vagal nerve network. It's really remarkable. That coupled with meditation, at least 10 minutes a day, can really do wonders in terms of calming everything down. Okay, I'm going to talk now about some immunity foods that you can eat, as well as some other sort of like tinctures and herbs and things that you can consider. Now remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a registered dietitian. Anything that you eat or take, you want to check with your doctor first. You want to check with a medical professional, because I don't know your health history and I don't know what else you're taking and whatnot. These are just ideas. But first and foremost, our our immunity and our health really starts in the gut. Now, I know a lot of people know this, but really it's like your second immune system, and you've got to be able to take care of the little guys in there, all of your gut bacteria. For many of us, if you've been on lots of antibiotics, if you've had multiple surgeries, if you have a lot of stress in your life, you're wiping out whole colonies of good bacteria. And so there's one of the best things that you could do is just to fortify your gut health. And oh no, why are you angry, Marianne? Did I say something angry to make you angry? One of the best things that you can do is to start eating fermented foods. And so I'm going to give you a list of fermented foods that you can start eating. Kimchi is number one. Kimchi is, I guess it's a Korean food, a condiment. It has cabbage in it, and it's a little funky, soury tasting, but I really like it I like putting it in salads. I like putting it in sandwiches. I like it in stir fries. You can buy them in the containers. You can make your own if you want. So kimchi, taking a probiotic daily. And I have a good friend who's a gastroenterologist who suggests she suggests align is the best one. She said align and some VLN maybe are the two that have been studied the most. Miso soup, miso broth, miso paste, anything miso is really, really great in terms of it helps to move your pH balance from acidic to alkaline, and therefore calms the nervous system down. Green tea, tempeh, pickles, kombucha, anything fermented, even sourdough bread. There's going to be some fermented goodness in there that's going to help grow your gut bacteria, which I said is like your second nervous system. It's like your main nervous system, really. So I talked to you about the earthly. I talked to you about that. Now I'm going to mention some foods. Tell me in the comments which of these foods that you like. Okay. Who here likes citrus? So all citrus fruits are great for boosting your immunity. You probably know orange juice, but lemons, grapefruits, pomelos, clementines, all citrus is great. Red peppers, broccoli, garlic, ginger. You can make some ginger tea. You can put just cut a little nub of ginger and put it in your tea. Spinach, yogurt, almonds, turmeric, and yeah, that's all I have for now. And then there's a couple of more like out there things that I learned in one of the programs that I did, and one of them is colloidal silver. I've never used it myself, but you may want to research it. It's antiviral and antibiotic. So I mentioned miso, it strengthens the immune system, but in a really gentle way. And then certain mushrooms are excellent for immunity building as well. So shiitake mushrooms, for one, are really good. Also, I forgot to mention horseradish is another immunity boosting type of food. Oregano oil, of course, we know vitamin C and bioflavonoids are great for your immunity. One thing you may not know is manuka honey, or certain types of organic raw honey, is fabulous for antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial. These are just great things that you can start to use. You can buy them online. I wouldn't get just like a honey bear honey. I would get like either raw or organic or manuka honey. Also, elderberry is a good antiviral as well. Okay, so I've talked about movement. I've talked about sleep. I've talked about foods. I've talked about fermented foods, immunity building foods. What else do I want to cover today? I want to talk about meal planning. Oh, Marianne, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say something that angered you. We can talk later. I apologize. And today I want to talk about just the importance of batch cooking. How long have I been talking? A while. I want to talk about batch cooking. This is a time, like I said earlier, like this is this is unprecedented times. We don't have all the answers, but we know we're going to be home more. So why not do the best we can, whether you're a novice cook or you don't cook at all, or you've been baking and cooking for years. These are some ideas that can support you in this particular timeline that we're in. So I want to make sure that people are, utilizing the resources that I sent today. I sent a meal planning resource guide. It has like almost 40 different resources for meal planning. a pantry, and I'll link it in the comments here, how to stock your pantry and fridge and freezer with healthy foods and balanced foods. And I also want to share with you a couple of ideas for batch cooking. So if you've just had like your groceries delivered, don't forget you can get them from Instacart, you can get it from Fresh Direct, you can get Amazon Fresh. What else? Lots of Peapod. There's different services that will deliver groceries to you. And one of the things that I've been doing is batch cooking. So like I'll take all the root vegetables that I have, like carrots, I can do, there's beets, you know, squashes, you could do Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, you can even do peppers, whatever you want, green beans, put them on a sheet pan, chop them up, put them on a sheet pan, just a little bit of, like a tablespoon of oil, salt and pepper. I like garlic powder on it as well because I'm a garlic fiend, but you don't have to do that. You can also put a little bit of orange juice or a little maple syrup for sweetness. Pop it in the oven at 380 for like, check it after like 15 minutes, shake it around, do another 15 minutes. You want to have them be browned and caramelized. And oftentimes, accidental anger. Oh my God, that's funny, Marianne. Anyway, so what was I saying? Okay, then you bake them. And what I love about batch cooking roasted vegetables is that not only do I have them that night, I also can put them room temperature and even cold in my salads. I actually like to snack on cold roasted root vegetables. Call me crazy. I don't know. I love it. You can also batch cook rice. And because rice is going to be something you can use all the time. You can use it in stir fries. You can use it, you know, you can make a rice pudding. You can have it as like a breakfast meal if you want. I like making miso soup and putting the roasted vegetables in and some rice, and that's my breakfast with like a little bit of tofu. So rice is just one of those things that freezes well. You can put them in a lot of things. It's like a meal building tool essentially. So stir fries, soups, you can batch cook the rice. What else? You can also start to, you can cook some proteins, put them in Tupperware, put them in your freezer to use later, whatever kind of proteins you use. And then just some other quick things. I talked about time alone, setting boundaries, having time with people alone, you know, like FaceTiming people, having phone calls with people. This is not the time to isolate yourself. Letters, emails, group programs, community programs. So to that end, I would love to invite you guys to learn more about my meal planning club, which I started just 3 weeks ago. I know it's awkward timing, but what a gift that this could be the time when you finally have the time at home to learn some of these really, really important meal planning skills, and not only with like batch cooking and things like that, but really just understanding some basics so that you can build quick, easy, healthy meals quickly at home. And that's exactly what the Meal Planning Club is about. We're meeting weekly. We have strategy calls. I have a recipe database that we're pulling from. All of these things. My mom, who is a gourmet chef, is in the group. She's sharing all her meal planning techniques, all her recipes over 25 years, tons and tons of amazing resources in here. And I will link the link to the site so you can learn more about it. But if it's interesting to you, if you like the idea, I'm actually inviting you to join us tomorrow for our strategy call. It's an hour long, and you'll see what it's like. I mean, we're just getting in there. We're talking about cooking techniques, like ways to batch cook, how to build a healthy meal, and it's all based on a foundation that I've created called the Sweet Spot of Nutrition. That's sort of the foundation of it. But I invite anybody who's watching to come to our class tomorrow. It's at 12:30 Eastern. And if you're interested, I'd like you to drop an emoji below or your favorite GIF, whatever, however you say it, and I will send you a Zoom link to join us. I'll privately send you a Zoom link to join us tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern, just so you can get a sneak peek about what it's like and how it's supporting people. And I would love to meet you. I'd love to have you in there. So that's all I got for now. I hope this was helpful, you guys. I'd love to know how you're coping. What are you baking? What are you eating? What are you making? How are you taking care of yourself? What are you doing for movement? How's your sleep? I want to hear it all. So I'm here for you as a resource. Let's do this together. You know, this kind of thing brings out the best in humanity or the worst in humanity. And I'm determined to make sure that I do my part to make sure it brings out the best in all of us. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know if you have questions, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.